This is my Vibe Yellowfin 100 kayak, and today we're going to be making some upgrades. Alright, so I've been fishing out of this kayak for about a year now. It's a pretty good kayak, but there are a few things that I kind of want to make some changes to make it a little bit easier to fish out of. So in this box right here, I have a ton of stuff that we're going to be kind of using to upgrade and customize our kayak. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first up, kind of a minor detail. Just wanted to add a few stickers to make this kayak look a little less bare. And kind of really customize it to my liking. So let's get these on the kayak. Alright, so next up, another kind of minor thing. This right here is a paddle leash. This is going to be super important, especially when I'm fishing in the middle of lakes. Paddling is the only sort of propulsion that I have in my kayak. There's no pedal drive, no motor. So if I were to ever drop my paddle, especially when I'm like fighting a fish or something like that, then it would be pretty difficult for me to get out of whatever situation I was in. So this is going to be important, super cheap, super easy to get. And I think it's really important for every kayak angler to have one of these just in case. Let's put it on the kayak. Alright, so next up, kind of third thing on the list right here, we've got these rod holders right here. My kayak does come with 4 rod holders. If you guys do want to know like a full breakdown of the kayak, the Vibe Yellowfin 100, it's kind of a budget fishing kayak, 10 foot long. I'll leave a link down below to my review and kind of overview of the kayak if you guys are interested in buying it. But anyway, it does come with 4 rod holders, which is really nice. 2 of those rod holders are behind you and 2 are in front of you. And I kind of want to make sure all my rods are behind me. When I'm casting or fighting a fish, having those rods right in front of me is a little bit difficult. I'm never going to have more than maybe 4 or even 5 rods. That's kind of the max I'll ever have. So if I have 4 rod holders behind me, then it's really just perfect. To get these rods kind of in place, I have another little thing to kind of customize my kayak, which can also be used for something else. Alright, so you had to change the angle up just a little bit to fit in frame, but basically what this is just a milk crate. It's super cheap, something you can get at pretty much any hardware store. And if you see a lot of kayak fishermen, a lot of times they're gonna have this in the back well of their kayak. It's just a little bit higher, you can fit a ton of stuff in it. And what I'm also gonna do is take some of these rod holders right here. I'm gonna connect these to the inside of it, and hopefully we can get it pretty good so that we can fit 4 rods behind me, which would be pretty nice. So let's get to building this and put it on the kayak. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is just take one of these rod holders. These are pretty cheap. I just got these off of Amazon for a couple bucks. And they're not necessarily made for going inside of a milk crate, but it works pretty well. So let's see. We're just going to put it in the side of this, the corner of this kind of milk crate right here. And we're just going to take these zip ties. Like I said, this is just 2 zip ties put together. Pretty simple. And we're just going to feed this around the outside of the milk crate. Put it around through here, and then just slip it up inside of this zip tie here. And that's pretty much going to keep this stable. Like I said, I've got 2 of these, so I'm going to put 1 up top. I'm going to put 1 down just a little bit lower down here, and then we're going to do the same thing with this one in this corner right here. So let's get this together and put it in the kayak. Alright, so we've got both of these rod holders situated. They're not going anywhere, so that looks pretty good. Let's get this in the kayak and get on to the last and most expensive upgrade that we're going to be making here today. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do to put in this little rack here is take this little back well in the kayak, and we're just going to slip it right into the back like that. It fits pretty snugly. It's probably not going to go much of anywhere, but I'm just going to take some of these rubber bands that come on the kayak, kind of put it around and through this so it can't go anywhere. Alright, so kind of as you guys can see, I've put the rubber bands around the entire thing, and that's going to just allow for this to be kind of snug in place. It's not really going to go much of anywhere. and it's gonna allow me to have 2 rod holders right next to these rod holders. These are kind of going out to the side. These will be going straight up, so they're not gonna really interfere with each other. Let's get back to the desk and get into the next little upgrade here. Alright, so right here we have the last and final item that we're going to be using to upgrade and customize our kayak. This is the Garmin Striker 4 CV, a little compact, inexpensive kayak graph. This is a really good kayak graph. It got a lot of good reviews. I'm not gonna lie, I have used it one time before this on the water. As you can see, it's already out of the package, but I will show you kind of how I set it up and why I chose this. If you want to see a full review on this, make sure to comment down below. I would definitely be open to doing kind of a full review, walk through how to use this, if you want to see that. But this is a pretty inexpensive kayak graph. It comes in at about $125. That could be a little bit off, but it's pretty expensive as graphs go. It's not going to have all your top-of-the-line features like live scope, but it's still a really good graph. You got your basic mapping, you've got the regular transducer looking down, you've also got the clear view, which I've heard is really good for bass fishing. And as I said, I've already used this before, so I've got the graph right here, just in the case right there. I'll put that down. I've also got the transducer, I've got some of the parts, and then of course I've got the battery as well. So I'll kind of go over all of this, and then we'll put it on the kayak. But I figured this would be perfect time to put this in a video, since it is pretty much the most major upgrade I've made to my kayak so far. Alright, so we're out at the kayak, and as you guys can see, I just have this little mount hooked in to the rail on the kayak. These rails come on the kayak, which is really nice. And this actually came with the transducer arm that I got. Like I said, I'll link that down below. And you just stick it in to this rail mount. This is not going anywhere. And after that, it is pretty simple to get the transducer in there. All you have to do is just take these 2 little plastic pieces, this screw, and of course, your transducer mount. And all you're gonna do is put these plastic pieces right up in there. And of course, the same thing on the transducer, putting these in this direction rather than just going from straight to this without the plastic pieces. That's gonna allow you to be able to move this kind of pretty easily, since these are gonna be flat on each other. You can move that up and down. Of course, all you do next is just take this screw, screw it in as tight as you want it. If you want it to stay in place, do it super tight. That thing is not going to be moving anywhere. Just loosen it up a little bit. Now I can change the direction of this mount. And that's pretty simple. So now let's get the battery in place and connect this up to the transducer, or to the graph, rather. Alright, so what I do with this here battery right here is pretty simple. All you do is put it in a plastic bag. That's going to allow it to be a little bit more waterproof. Like I said, this battery is water resistant, but I do have connections in there that I don't want to have water on. So I'm just going to put it in this plastic bag, open up this front well right here, stick it in there, just feed the end of the cord out. I'm going to screw this up. It's not going to be super flush, but water's not going to get in there unless you flip the kayak. So as long as you're careful, nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna feed this out right to your graph that I have right here, and let's connect it up, and that's gonna be about it. Alright, so as I said, the last kind of thing to do here is just connect it up, and that's pretty self-explanatory. As I said before, you're just gonna connect this to the power, connecting that little groove. If you guys can see that, if the camera focuses on it, with that little dot right there, so that it's going in the right direction. So we'll actually just connect it up right here, just like that. Then you're gonna take the other one from your transducer, making sure that little groove is going towards that little dot right there. First time I did this, I did not do that, and I was wondering why it wasn't turning on. Just like that, all I'm gonna do is take my little thing right here, put it into the cup holder that sits right there in the kayak, and that is pretty much what I'm rolling with. And it works pretty well. Like I said, I have used this once, maybe twice now. But I figured I'd kind of show it to you guys right here. Alright, so that's going to be about it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you subscribe down below, comment down below, what do you guys want to see next? Maybe some upgrades that you want to see in the future. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.